Welcome to GED Plus. My name is Sarah, and I will be your GED advisor in the GED Plus program. It's lovely to meet you. I will be the person that you'll be communicating with and talking to throughout this time, so I'm excited to get you started. This video is going to go over some really important information. We are going to talk about what to expect in the program, what the steps are, what some expectations are, as well as some frequently asked questions and a couple of key policy points. Let's get started. So the GED Plus program is a steps-based program. We work one step at a time, one subject at a time. So if you have signed up for more than one subject, please select one subject to start with. We do have a recommended subject order, and that subject order is science, then social studies, then language arts, and finally math. However, again, you can choose which subject you are comfortable starting with. We will stay with that subject until it is passed and completed, and then we will start the next. Every subject starts with the same step, and that is to take what is called a ready practice test. So a ready practice test is essentially half of the amount of questions and half of the amount of time, as you will see when you get to the final exam for that subject. So it's a really great snapshot of what you can expect when you sit down for that final exam. It is also scored like the final exam, and that score is what we determine to figure out what your next step is. If your score is 145 or above on your ready, you have passed the ready and are considered likely to pass the final exam. In that case, we can issue you a testing voucher so you can schedule the exam for that subject. If your score is 144 or lower, we will put you on a study plan. You will work through that study plan, and once complete, you will take the ready again. And then based off that score, the same steps would be followed. So let me circle back to that study plan. Our GED Plus study materials are all online, and they are worked individually by the student through online software and programs that we have partnerships with. We use award-winning learning materials, so I think you will really enjoy them. And one of the benefits of that is also that you are able to work the material in your own time frame. So any time of day, whatever works in your schedule. So it's very nice. But just to make clear that this is not a teacher-led program. The GED Plus program is where you're working on the material on your own with the structure that we assign to you. So we have a few different, like I said, materials that we use, and I choose which one I feel is best for you based off of a few different things like your score, the subject, and a few different parameters that I use to determine what I feel is best. And from there, I'll assign you a plan that I think will be right for you. You will work through 9 total hours, 3 hours per week for 3 weeks on the lesson material. If you feel like you're not going to be able to get the 3 hours in per week, let me know. I know people have different things going on, and I also know that life happens. So if anything ever pops up, just let me know, because communication and progress is required to keep active and moving forward in the program. So just let me know if anything comes up at all. Moving back to the exam piece. So once you get to your exam, if the same score qualifies there. So 145 or above in the exam means you have passed in that subject and you have credentialed in that subject. 144 or below means that you have not passed, but I want to make very clear that that does not mean that you have failed. Not passing is not failing. It just means a little more time is needed to learn the material in that subject. So we would put you on a study plan and then have you take the ready again and cycle back through those same steps. So that is the same process for every single subject. A key thing to know about our exams, we do have a no-show policy, meaning if you do not show up for 2 appointments for the exam, you would have to pay for any next consecutive attempts in that subject. So 2 no-shows in a subject for an exam appointment would mean that you would have to pay out of pocket, and we would not be able to issue another testing voucher for that subject. So just make sure that you're setting reminders. If you need to reschedule, that you go onto your GED.com account and reschedule from there. You cannot reschedule within 24 hours of the appointment, as the appointment will be locked on GED.com in that time, but outside of 24 hours, you can make changes, reschedule, cancel, anything that you need. So just something to keep in mind. So our business hours are Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. until 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are closed on the weekends and we are closed on major holidays. If you communicate with me, I will get back in touch with you within 1 business day or 24 business hours. If it's after hours, it'll be the next day. If it's during the week, if it's on the weekend, it will be Monday. So just something to be aware of as well. And it is the same turnaround time for communication, whether it be text message, email, or voicemail. So just to set that expectation and let you know. So with that being said, we did send you a few orientation questions, 8. So if you could fill those out and return those to me, that would be your next step. I want to know more about you and what your expectations and goals are as well for your journey. So if you could fill those out and return those to me that within the week, that would be wonderful. And other than that, you're all set to go. So you can take your ready, if you haven't already, as your first step. And we'll go from there. Once the ready is done, I will get the information. And as soon as I have the information and the results from that, I will connect with you and let you know what your next steps are. So every time a step is completed, I will be notified and I will let you know what the next step is from there. So welcome to the program. I am so excited to have you. And I'm excited to help you take further steps to get to your GED.